See, it is not that Robert Merton dealt with this dysfunctional aspect of the bureaucracy or unintended consequences in bureaucracy. He encouraged his students. Like Alvin Goldner, Peter Bloch, Philip Sajnik. So he encouraged his students, some of these students, to take up the same for further investigation, for further studies. So these theorists have also tried to understand the unintended consequences of the bureaucracy or the administration, moreover styled under Weberian theory of bureaucracy. See, right in the beginning, let me emphasize, these theorists did highlight the dysfunctional character. They did find out in their study the dysfunctional aspects of the administration. But see, they did not actually support the findings of the Robert Merton entirely. So Robert Merton highlighted the dysfunctional aspects of the Weber's bureaucracy. He did highlight those unintended consequences. And these theorists are also, these are the students of Robert Merton, and these theorists also aimed at studying this particular aspect, the dysfunctional aspect of the bureaucracy, unintended consequences. And in their study, they also found out unintended consequences of the bureaucracy in actual practice. But while they established these unintended consequences, that was not necessarily in line with or exactly the same what Robert Merton has found out. Because Robert Merton found out over-conformity to laws, rules and regulation resulted into certain type of function, certain type of consequences not exactly aimed at or expected by Weber. So according to Weber, when you follow laws, rules and regulation, when you follow technical processes and procedure that is established within the organization, the organization goes on to achieve the goal that is set, that is aimed at. Robert Merton found out that this very arrangement, that the individuals within the organization should be following the laws, rules and regulations, the technical processes and the mechanism that is already established. So this very arrangement within the organization results into, in actual reality, in actual operational context, something that of over-conformity. So people, for them, within the organization, the aim or the goal is to comply the laws, rules and regulations, while they forget the goal for which these laws are followed, rules are followed. So they comply the laws and laws, rules and regulation also to the extent of losing the goal. So the goal is displaced. So they highlighted certain dysfunctional aspects and unintended consequences. Now let's talk about each one of them and their views. You see, Alvin Goldner, in his Patterns of Industrial Bureaucracy, the patterns of industrial bureaucracy has dealt with the idea of control and compliance towards the laws, rules and regulations. So control over the subordinates, control over the individuals within the organization, and as well as the compliance of the individual towards the laws, rules and regulations. Now, Goldner, in his finding, he established that within the organization there are different individuals, human beings with different interest. So people have different interest. So managers have their own interest, workers have their own interest. So interest, the people who are there within the organization, not necessarily they carry the same interest. As a result of which, this differing interest among the human being or the individuals also results into different individuals accepting or complying the rules in certain context or certain cases and not complying the rule in certain other context. Let me repeat this. Goldner is highlighting that if you take into account the organizations or administration, within the administration there are a number of different people, so each and every individual do not carry the same interest. They have diverse interests vary from each other, as a result of which individuals and their obedience towards this rule or compliance or followance of these rules, regulations within the organization vary. In fact, the compliance towards the laws, rules or regulation depends on the various interests of the individuals. In order to explain this very framework that different individual has different interest and thereby different individual on different basis they obey rules or even disobey rules. This framework he has explained through his categorization of this bureaucracy, that is mock bureaucracy, representative bureaucracy, and